Hi everybody, it's Tamara from Etcetera, and I have a new junk journal to share with you today. And this one doesn't really have a theme, it's just really pretty. And it has this nice peach covered, or peach background, which peach is my favorite color, I think, with some metal corners and some crochet, and that was the original color of the book, and it's all been covered up, and that's what we have. And this one has 2 signatures, so it's a little bit smaller than I usually do. It's kind of a smaller book, but there's lots of space for writing and recording your thoughts and dreams and that kind of thing. I think there's about 15 or so double-sided pages within each signature, so there's a good I guess that would mean there's about 60, 100, over about 100 pages or so in here. So, anyways, let's open it up and see what we have here. So the inside is covered with pretty cotton fabric, and then the signatures are just made with craft paper, and there's some stenciling on the outside. And right off the bat, we've got that's just a pretty little postcard, and then a tag. Daydreams. And these are pretty simple. This is just made from a book page, and sort of starts out something like this. There's my book page, and then it gets folded, and then corners are rounded. This one just happens to be embossed as well. And then sometimes I sew around the edge. Sometimes I leave it like a little booklet and make it into a mini journal, that sort of thing. So it's just a fun little embellishment to add. And this one is, next we have some coffee stained paper with some pretty paper on the edge and a little bird down there. And some French novel. This is a bingo card that was put on a really pretty little hinge. And some blank paper. Flip out. Some washi tape acting as a hinge on this one. And I always put glue on the back of my washi tape. I find the washi tape all by itself just doesn't stick strong enough, so it's glued right in there. And then this flip out has a bit of stamping on the other side. And then this is a photocopy of my own handmade paper. I always like the effects and some of the shadows that I get when I photocopy it. The bag that's been covered. Good place to store some secret ideas. And I get this sort of fuzzy effect by, I use like instant coffee, and I dip the paper right in, and then and usually I'll do it outside in the summer, and I let it sit in the sun, and then I sprinkle more instant coffee grounds on top. And then I also had some interesting different flavored coffee creamers that had some it smelled really interesting, and then it also had some different colors, and so then it created a little bit of a different effect on the paper that I really liked. And we've got some graph paper with some more washi, and then this, I thought this was kind of fun. I picked up this pad. It's all to-do lists. It's just a plain old to-do list paper with lines with boxes at the end. So it's a pretty simple idea. But I cut off the little logo at the top, and then I cut it with a scalloped edge, and then put it on a hinge, and then inked it a little bit on the edge. And then I like to make lists, and I thought this would be something that would really come in very, very handy, actually. It's a very practical thing. And then the back side is blank anyway. So. And another little flip with some pretty edging. What do we have here? And that's the middle. That's some more handmade paper. And then this side, this will all be much of the same, just the other side. some butterfly stamps, and I've added a little bit of, this is from the salvage of some upholstery fabric, so it's got a little fringe along the side to add some texture. This is a napkin that I decoupaged on, so it's nice because it's quite transparent, and it's, when you overlap it on other paper, you can still see behind it. And then same thing here, there's some fringe on there, and it's a little pocket. It's kind of awkward, but it's a little pocket. It's made from an envelope. And yeah, the other side, some bumblebees, just some more napkins. And that flips open. And just some pretty butterflies. You know, I always have to put some butterflies in there somewhere. Flip. And then the back pocket. And then here's my other tag. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen these tags a while ago. I made a whole batch of them that I could have handy for all my projects. This cute little fern stencil. And then, what do we have in here? There's another interesting postcard. Not sure who I would send that to. But and then this is a little envelope, like a little coin envelope. It's been covered. And then I added this big old, very ugly paper clip, but then I prettied it up with some fabric and a little bit of fringe on the edge. And more of that coffee stain paper with some washi. And I like to make my hinges out of really pretty paper so that it becomes not something that just fades away and is something practical, but it becomes a part of the book that you look at. And then this is just a brown paper bag with some washi on this side. And then inside, I thought these are really cool. These are little envelopes that my guitar strings come in. So, and they're so pretty on the outside. And all I did was cut a circle and cover the logo that was here, and then put some matching paper on the back as well. So there's a couple of those. And I love the sound of this paper bag here. And oh, I forgot to connect this one. I might have to just take that out. But I do have a dictionary page and some stationery, and you know, I always like to include a little bit of inspirational stuff, either a poem or something like that. And this one says "to open our hearts," and then it gives a nice little piece. And then really being seen. We feel loved when we feel seen. So, a nice thing to stop and read. And some lined paper. Another little flip. I could, and I like having some blank pages like this. First of all, so there's lots of room for journaling, but also, you know, if I or whoever I give it to wants to do some of their own decorating, there's still lots of room for people to do that. And this one has a nice big flip out, a little tiny one, and we have here a little map of Belgium, and there's some really stained paper. I like that though. It's nice and grungy. And then that's the back side of that stationery paper and the dictionary page and so on. And then, oh, here's another one of those pretty little guitar string envelopes. A little bit inking around the edges. And some more graph paper. And oh, here is, like I showed you before, this one is embossed. And it's just a little mini journal. And I just use my scraps. I just find all those little pieces of paper you cut off and you don't know what to use them for. I just throw them in the little mini journal. And it's bound too. There we go. And then that's the end. And then more, that's more of that fabric on the end there. so that's it. That's the latest one. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for stopping by. And make sure to check out my Instagram channel, which is also under Etcetera's, to keep up with my latest journals and other crafting and sewing that I do. And make sure to subscribe down below and like this video, and you'll get to see more very soon. Thanks very, very much. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.